Okay, good evening everybody. My name is Danny Wells, although it does say Zoe Allen. I've jumped onto her login details to host tonight's call, and it is October the 18th, and a lot of us are feeling really excited today because we've been to yet another car presentation in the UK, and although they only come around every couple of months, they are so exciting. But we've actually got two coming up in November, so make sure you've got your dates for your diaries. We've got November the 13th is a car presentation. And I'll just double check when the other one is. The other one is November the 22nd. So we'll post further details for those. But those 2 days, I would 100% say, because going to a car presentation is absolutely one of the best things about this business. You get to go along and be a part of the celebration for a team becoming a brand new region. So 100% get to those next month. So without further ado, we've got some amazing training tonight by my sponsor, Executive District Manager Emma Dickinson. She's going to go through tonight how to manage your 2,500 PQV building block every single month. And she's got some great tips for us all. So make sure everyone's got their pen and paper. Ian's got his ready there. So I'm going to pass you over to Executive District Manager Emma Dickinson.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, so a few weeks ago, we sat down at the leaders' breakfast, and Daniela took some dates from us all to do a Zoom, and I chose one quite far away in October, due to having a little baby that doesn't tend to settle very well, hoping that he would by now, but he still hasn't settled, so we might get interrupted. So I'm going to share with you sort of a little bit about my story and how to get you 2,500, because it's taken me a little while to get it. So obviously I sponsored Daniela, and at the same time as sponsoring Daniela, I sponsored one other girl. So I had 2 directs, and that's all I had for quite a long time. So Daniela started building up a team in Melton, and my little plan was to be making friends in Grantham, which is the town I live in, and start sponsoring people in Grantham. However, it took a little bit longer to start making these friends than what I thought it would. So Daniela pushed me into district quo, and we went up to district manager together, but I literally only had the 2 directs. So my first month as a district manager, I only had 274 points in my QV in my central, which is not where a district manager should be. But obviously, because we had gone up together, Daniela was no longer in my central. So I've had a lot of work to do in that since November. December was actually my worst month. December was the month that Daniela went into area quo, and I had 152 QV in my central. That was just my order. Nobody else had ordered. I did get a new consultant then. So in December, I did have 3 consultants, but it was only me that ordered. So I had to start knuckling down and coming up with ideas how to get 2,500. And it took me a while to realise that the 2,500 QV is your responsibility. So it was my responsibility, because the system that I had joined on was the Don Failer system, which some of you may be aware, but we sort of built our teams on everybody doing just a little bit. So I was aiming to have a fairly large team and everybody just doing sort of 150 QV minimum, no selling, nothing like that. And it soon became apparent that that wasn't working for us, any of us really. So we had to make some changes, which meant a bit of selling, which wasn't my cup of tea, I must admit. But I think one of the things that you have to bear in mind with this business is it is your business and you can build it however you want, but you should be flexible. So although in your head you might be, right, I don't want to sell makeup or I don't want to sell nutrition, I think ideally, if you can be flexible, you've got a lot more doors open. So that was again something that I had to work on. Obviously, joining in on the Don Failer system, I didn't really want to sell. I knew nothing about makeup. I wasn't a makeup wearer. Still, I'm not really. I wear my CC cream and mascara every day. But now I have fallen in love with my makeup. And I think that's a big thing, is you have to be a product of the product. So we're going right back to basics here. You have to be using the products. And one of the comments that I often get when I'm talking to people, and I'll mention that I'm a health and wellness consultant, and one of the things I deal with is skincare. They will say to me, wow, look at your skin. You really are an advert for your business, because my skin is immaculate. I don't mean to brag, but it is. I had one spot the other day and I was so excited about it because I hadn't had a spot in months that I had to pop it. But obviously, because I'm using the products, and a lot of people will sell better if they've had their own success. So for instance, if you are aiming to lose weight, then use Arbonne to lose weight. We've got no end of products, and if you're a product of the product, people are going to notice that. So with my journey, it got to May. So January, I still only had 343. February was a little bit better. I had 836 QV. And I think February, was that the month you qualified, Daniela, as area?
Yes, no, January I qualified.
January was, yeah, that's right. So as Daniela sort of went up to area, I'm sat there, and you did over 14,000 points in January, if I remember rightly. And I sort of sat there like, I've got 343 QV, I really need to get my ass into gear. The problem was, because before Daniela had promoted above me, I got to bank some of the points. And so I felt that I was safe because I could use these points. The first month that I was in trouble was when my points had all gone, and it was May. So all of my banked QV had gone. So I literally had to do the 2,500 that month. And this is when I think I started taking this a little bit more seriously. I stopped waiting for my team to get their asses into gear, and I realised that I had to get my ass into gear in order to go further. So in May, I made my first investment into my business. So up until this point, I had only been purchasing products that I literally used for myself. In May, I purchased the makeup box. I strongly recommend you make some kind of investment into your business, whether it be the RE9 kit so that you can do gold bags, whether it be the Christmas set with Christmas just around the corner, or the makeup box like I did. If you've made an investment, you're going to be more, what's the sort of word? You're going to want to make that money back. So therefore, you've immediately got more drive to make that money back, to be successful. If you don't make any investment, what have you got to lose? Nothing. Whereas if you have got something to lose, you're going to, go for it. So in May, this was when we started doing business launches as well. So I used the makeup box and a handful of products that I had, and I also started saving things. So empty, like my mum buys all the RE9 stuff. I don't use it, I use the FC5. So I've said to my mum, keep all of the parts for the RE9, and then I get them and I keep them. So it looks like I've got a really large display, but actually most of them are empty. So that's another idea for people. And because obviously the products, they can still open it, and for a while afterwards it will still smell of the product, so they can get an idea of what the products smell like just from an empty part. So that's another thing to bear in mind. If you have got close friends and family that are purchasing from you, you can ask them to have the pots back or anything like that. So I started texting around my friends and family and offering my 35% discount. This was my month that I was losing district manager status. So I really wanted to not lose it. So I decided to offer my 35% discount to close friends and family. And I had a few people that I didn't really dare contact. So this is where I'm going to suggest get your chicken list out and contact them. So if you've got somebody in your chicken list that you want them in your business, but you're too afraid to ask them, maybe you're waiting until you're successful before you ask them because you don't think they'll respect it. Just approach them about the products first. and say, look, I'm heading for my next promotion. I'd really like you to try them out for me. So I'm offering you my 35 discount, and in return, can you write me a nice, what's it called, a review? So you can get some reviews written up as well. Another suggestion is, like I said at the beginning, Daniela was off starting a nice Melton group, which obviously expanded further. And my plan at the start was to build a little team in Grantham. The problem was I didn't know anybody. I'd lived here for a year at this point, but I still didn't really know anybody. So I started going to lots of play groups. And months later, they have started paying back. I've now got people joining me or using the products that I've been meeting. So I don't go along to these play groups with intentions of selling them products or getting them into my business. I do go to them with the intention of making friends. So these people that I meet each week, and they, you know, I've got to know them, I've got to know their children. We've got to know each other really well. So we've built that sort of friendship where they trust me and they know that I'm not just trying to sell to them. Every week they see me use the products. So carry products on you. Every week, without fail, I have my fizz stick. Regardless of the time of the day, I'll make sure my fizz stick comes in at the play group. I'll also make sure my shake comes in at the play group. My hand cream, so if I go to the toilet and I wash my hands in the toilet and I'll come out and I'll get my hand cream out once I've been. I don't need to use it, but I use it anyway. There's lots of little things. Because I'm around babies, I'll get talking to somebody and they'll be like, oh yeah, they've got the baby's suffering with eczema. I've always got baby samples on me, always. So I'm like, oh, you should have one of these samples. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, they absolutely love it. The problem is they're so good. They're like, it's clear. Those samples alone have cleared it up, so they don't need to buy anything from me. And I'm like, okay. Well, if it ever flares up again, then come back and we can sort out a deal. With meeting other people, you have to show interest in them for them to show interest in you and your business. So don't be that annoying, pushy, salesy person. Just be a normal person. Go to that play group because you want to go to that play group. Obviously, there's a lot of you on here that aren't mums, so go and join a gym class of some sort. I know our local gym has like 30 different classes on there, and they all like jabbering on to each other. Blokes, there's even stuff for you. There's running clubs, there's tennis clubs. There's so many places where you can go out and meet new people. You could start a book club if you live in a village, or you know some of the people around you, your neighbours, or you could get to know them. You could say, right, I'd like to start a book club, and then you could just happen to throw in The Secret or Don Thaler's book or something like that. You could. Right, where am I? Hold on, I've got some notes just to try and remind me. Okay, with the whole working from home thing, because I did get stuck at home for quite a while. I gave birth to my 3rd child in April, which has meant that I was quite stuck at home. So I created a Facebook page that is product based. So it is, it's got my name as Emma Dickinson, independent consultant for Arbonne. And this is a great way to get the products out there. However, with mine, I've kept it very much original and very personal to me. So I don't go around screenshotting somebody else's posts, or what I will do is I'll take a selfie with a protein shake, or take a picture of my baby holding the protein shake, trying to drink it. Obviously, he's not. Personal photos get more likes. So if you put a photo up of a product, it's not going to get more likes. And what you want to do is aim to get likes on that photo. The more likes you get on a photo on Facebook, the more people see it. So if, for instance, I've shared a photo, Daniela likes it, people in Daniela's network will automatically see it because it will come up on their newsfeed. So your intention every time you post something on Facebook should be to get likes on that photo. babies get likes, dogs get likes, cats get likes. So think about things that you know get a lot of likes. Everybody's really into health and fitness things at the moment. So you could take photos of shakes with, you know, all the little fruit and veg around it. There's a million and one ideas that you can get. Pinterest is a really good place, and I know Daniela, you've had somebody do training on Pinterest before, haven't you? But that's a good idea, good place to get some ideas from. Yeah, so where am I? Let's just have a look. All right. One of the things as well where I had the change, was on LinkedIn. Thank you, Zoe. I thought there was one on Pinterest as well, maybe wrong. One of the changes that I made, I've always believed in Arbonne from the beginning, and I nearly always believed that I could do it. I did have a bit of doubt in my mind earlier on this year. I didn't want to doubt that Arbonne was good, but I doubted whether or not I could do it. And one of the things that I realised was holding me back was I didn't treat it like a real business. I was almost afraid to, because I'd had some friends try and claim that it wasn't a business, that it was sort of more like, well, it wasn't even a franchise. They tried to say that, and oh, it's just a little Avon thing. And so people didn't have that respect for it. So I almost sort of held back and said, well, it's not, I almost sort of said it's not all that, but actually it is. Obviously, you've all seen Daniela, and I know that Daniela shared her recent paycheck with a lot of people. And you don't get that kind of income just from a non-business. So one of the big things for me was making that change in my mentality that it is a real business, and I will now talk to people and I will call myself a businesswoman. When I go on the school run and I'm talking to people, I'll be like, yeah, I've got a business meeting today, or this, that, and the other. And so they're automatically respecting me more, and they've got like more respect for whatever it is I do. Even if they don't know what it is I do at that point, they know that I'm a businesswoman. So they're immediately thinking, what is it she does? So with getting the 2,500, because I made that change in me, my team, I felt, started to change as well. They suddenly became more driven. So I was not whingy before, but I wasn't the best of leaders, let's just say. And I sort of realised that in order for my team to start picking up and doing things, is I had to be doing more than them. So that's another thing as well. Whenever you're starting to build a team, you have to be doing more than them for them to be looking up to you and say, right, I want to be at that level, so I need to be doing that kind of thing. So if you, for instance, Stuart Armfield, in one of his trainings, I can't remember which one it was that I listened to, he said you wouldn't get someone like Sarah Dunning going up to her upline and saying, can I please borrow your makeup box? Now I do lend out my makeup box and all my products to the girls in my central, but I think for you to become a leader and you to take charge of your team that you're building, you need to make that investment yourself, and you need to make your business rely on you as opposed to on your upline or on your downline. It is 100% your responsibility to get that 2,500. So every month now, without fail, my PQV is higher than everybody else's that I've sponsored. So my mom orders quite a bit each month. I've managed to get her absolutely obsessed with it. The business isn't for her at all, and she would be a PC, except she doesn't know how to use a computer, so I just order it for her every month. It's a lot easier. As well as my mom, I've got friends, like I said earlier, that are in my chicken list, that they had sort of had a few mean digs about Arbonne and took the mick a little bit. So there was a little meme that went around that was like, oh, please tell me more about how you get your free white Mercedes. And my friends shared this. So they immediately went on my chicken list. And a couple of months ago, I said, right, enough's enough. So I messaged them and I said, look, I know Arbonne isn't for you, but I wanted you to know if any of you want to try the products, you're more than welcome to. And every single one of them was like, yes, I want to try this. Yes, I want to try this. And now they're all on the shakes. I've got one that's due to have a baby in 5 weeks, and she wants to go on the shakes immediately. And another one that buys the meal replacement shakes each week, and they're all using trying out the different face creams, ready to order whichever one suits them best. So definitely hit your chicken list. Where else does my 2,500 come from? So obviously now I've got my bottom into gear, so have the girls in my team, and they are now gunning for district qual. So it has taken me a little while to sponsor several people. So in July, like I said last year, I had Daniela and one other girl. The other girl stopped doing it by November. So I literally had just Daniela and her team. In the December, I sponsored one. Oh no, I'd sponsored 2 more by December. And it's only really started getting going this summer. But that is because I've spent the last at least 6 to 8 months getting to know people and meeting people. I didn't have any warm market to go to. So if you're sat there thinking, I really don't know anybody, or my warm market is burnt out, what I like, especially if you're in Melton and surrounding areas, your warm market is probably very burnt out. You need to be making new friends, but you cannot expect things to happen straight away. So every week without fail, I went along to the same groups and spoke to all of the mums there. I made sure I was the friendliest person at these play groups. I made sure I was the one that everybody wanted to be friends with. And even the ones that I'm not going to get anywhere with business wise, and I'm not going to get anywhere thingy wise, I can now say to them, look, I'm hitting my next promotion over the next couple of months. Do you know anybody that's interested in this, that and the other? And they're all like, yeah, I do actually, because I've now got a large network of people, which if you haven't got, you've got to go out there and get it, I'm afraid. So you just think of different places where you can go. And I don't really want to baffle on too much and try and make up things to waste the next 10 minutes. That's kind of all I've done to get to my 2,500. It has taken a long time. I would say I'm now safe. Like every month I hit around the 2,500 mark without fail, and it's now creeping up, but it has taken 9 months to get to that state. So if it's going slowly for you, just keep at it, keep your belief, respect your business for what it is, and you will get there. Hopefully that's helped some of you.
That was absolutely amazing. She's just incredible, isn't she? And on the chat, everyone's been saying how great that was. And I for one, feel so lucky that Emma is my sponsor. She is an amazing girl. And if you haven't had the chance to meet Emma yet, make sure it's on your to-do list, because she is absolutely remarkable. And she's just going to be flying to MVP in the next year or two, absolutely storming her way. Emma, that was absolutely fantastic. So thank you for doing that. And I think a lot of us took a load of really great points now. I loved what you said about taking your protein shake in your fizz sticks and just whipping it out whenever in front of people. I think that was a great tip. Really great tip about making friendships with people and going to new places, not to intend to get people into your business, but intending to make those friendships and see what they develop into. And you very much got the mindset, Emma, of what you can do for other people. And I think that's 100% how you and everybody should always be. It's about what we can do for other people, not what we can get. And it's really clear that that is the type of person that you are and how your business works. So absolutely fantastic. So thank you everybody for jumping on this call. We've got another Zoom in a minute, which is the rally to district call. So anyone that's moving up to district manager, jump onto that call. If you don't know the Zoom ID, then look on the Facebook pages and it is on there. So thank you everybody. I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you again, Emma.